Most people think Switzerland is just expensive chocolate and fancy watches. But what if I told you there are places in Switzerland so breathtakingly beautiful, so impossibly perfect, that they look like they were created by fairy tale artists rather than carved by nature? I've discovered 15 destinations across Switzerland that will make you understand why this country is considered the crown jewel of Europe. From villages that ban cars to keep their magic intact, to train rides through landscapes so stunning they inspired Disney movies, to lakes so blue they look like liquid sapphires. Over the next 10 minutes, I'll reveal the Switzerland that exists beyond the tourist postcards. These are places where every view looks like a screensaver, where ancient traditions meet modern perfection, where nature and human craftsmanship combine to create something truly magical. Get ready to fall in love with the most beautiful country on earth. Number 15, Zermatt and the Matterhorn, where the world's most photographed mountain rises like a perfect pyramid 14,762 feet into the sky. This isn't just a mountain, it's the symbol of Switzerland itself. Zermatt has been completely car-free since 1931. The only vehicles allowed are electric shuttles and horse-drawn carriages, which means the air is so clean you can see the Matterhorn from over 20 miles away. Walking these streets feels like stepping into a living fairy tale where time moves slower and every breath is pure mountain air. Number 14, Lauterbrunnen Valley, where 72 waterfalls cascade from towering cliffs into a valley so beautiful it inspired J.R.R. Tolkien to create Rivendell in Lord of the Rings. This is literally the Valley of Waterfalls. The Staubach Falls alone drops 984 feet straight down from the cliff face, creating a mist that gives the entire valley an ethereal atmosphere. Lord Byron called it the tale of the downward sky. And when you stand here, listening to the thunder of all these waterfalls echoing off the valley walls, you understand why this place feels like the gateway to another world. Number 13, Jungfraujoch, officially called the top of Europe, where you can reach 11,000 feet elevation by train and walk on a glacier while surrounded by peaks over 13,000 feet high. This is the highest railway station in Europe. The journey here is as incredible as the destination. The train climbs through the Eiger North face, making stops inside the mountain where you can look out windows carved directly into the rock face. At the top, you can walk through an ice palace carved entirely inside the glacier, where the walls, floors, and ceilings are all made of ancient blue ice. Number 12, Lake Geneva with its famous jet d'eau, where a fountain shoots water 460 feet into the air, creating a landmark visible from space. This lake stretches like a blue crescent between Switzerland and France. The lake is surrounded by UNESCO World Heritage vineyards that have been producing wine for over 1,000 years. The terraced vineyards create a staircase effect up the mountainsides, and from the lake, you can see Mont Blanc, the highest peak in the Alps. It's like being in the center of a natural amphitheater where every seat has a perfect view. Number 11, Rhine Falls, Europe's most powerful waterfall, where 25,000 gallons of water thunder over the rocks every single second. The sound is so powerful you can feel it in your chest from hundreds of yards away. You can take boats right up to the base of the falls, where the spray soaks you completely while you experience the raw power of all that water crashing down. In summer, the falls are illuminated at night, and combined with the constant rainbows created by the mist, it looks like nature's own light show. Number 10, Grindelwald First Cliff Walk, where you can walk on a suspended platform that extends directly over a cliff face, giving you views that make you feel like you're flying among the peaks. This is not for people afraid of heights. After the cliff walk, you can take mountain carts, essentially go-karts without engines, down winding mountain paths at speeds up to 25 miles per hour. You're racing down an alpine mountainside with nothing but the wind in your face and some of the most spectacular scenery on Earth flying past you. Number 9, Appenzell, where traditional Swiss culture is so perfectly preserved that, honestly, walking through the village feels like traveling back in time. The buildings are painted in colors so vibrant they look like they belong in a children's book. This is actually one of the last places in Switzerland where you can still see traditional Swiss folk costumes worn as everyday clothing, not just for tourists. The local democracy here is so direct that major decisions are still made by public vote. in the town square, just like they have been for 700 years. Number 8. The Glacier Express, called the world's slowest express train, which takes 8 hours to travel just 160 miles because honestly, every single mile offers views so spectacular that speed would be a crime against beauty. The train has panoramic windows that extend into the roof, so you're essentially traveling in a glass tube through the Swiss Alps. You cross 291 bridges and pass through 91 tunnels, including the famous Landwasser Viaduct that curves in a complete spiral inside a mountain. Number 7. Lake Lucerne with Mount Pilatus, where you can take the world's steepest cogwheel railway up a mountain that, according to medieval legends, was haunted by dragons. The railway climbs at gradients up to 48%. From the summit, you can see 14 lakes and the peaks of the Bernese, Uri, and Unterwalden Alps, all at the same time. On clear days, the view extends over 100 miles in every direction. Medieval people actually avoided this mountain because they believed Pontius Pilate was buried here and his ghost created terrible storms. Number 6. Aletsch Glacier, the longest glacier in the Alps, stretching 14 miles through the mountains like a frozen river of ice that's been flowing for thousands of years. This glacier is so massive, it has its own weather system. Walking on this glacier feels like being on another planet. The ice is so compressed that it glows blue, and the crevasses drop hundreds of feet into darkness. The glacier moves about 6 feet per year, carrying rocks and debris that create patterns on the ice surface that look like abstract art painted by nature. Number 5. Chapel Bridge in Lucerne, Europe's oldest covered wooden bridge, built in 1333 and decorated with over 100 painted panels that tell the story of Swiss history. Walking across this bridge is like walking through a medieval art gallery. Each painted panel depicts scenes from Swiss legends, battles, and religious stories. The bridge survived for almost 700 years until a fire in 1993 destroyed most of it. The Swiss rebuilt it exactly as it was, even recreating the painted panels from photographs and historical records. It's a testament to how much the Swiss treasure their heritage. Number 4. Klein Matterhorn Glacier Paradise, where cable cars take you to 12,788 feet elevation, making it the highest cable car station in Europe. You're literally standing above the clouds. At this elevation, you can see 38 peaks over 13,000 feet high, including the Monte Rosa Massif and the real Matterhorn. The viewing platform is carved directly into the glacier, and you can walk through ice tunnels where the walls are made of ice that fell as snow when your great-grandparents were children. Number 3. The Bernina Express crossing the Landwasser Viaduct, where the train crosses a curved stone bridge that spirals into a tunnel carved directly into the mountain face. This engineering marvel is over 100 years old but still looks futuristic. The entire Bernina line is a UNESCO World Heritage Site because it's considered one of the most beautiful train journeys in the world. The train climbs from palm trees and glacial lakes in the south to permanent snow and glaciers in the north, passing through climate zones that would normally take days to experience. Number 2. Lake Oeschinen, a glacial lake so blue it looks like liquid turquoise set in a crown of snow-capped peaks. This lake is considered one of the most beautiful alpine lakes in the world. The lake sits at 5,000 feet elevation, accessible only by cable car, and then a gentle hike through alpine meadows filled with wildflowers. The water is so clear you can see fish swimming 30 feet below the surface, and so cold that even in summer, it rarely gets above 50 degrees. Swimming here is like being baptized by the Alps themselves. And number 1, a historic paddle steamer cruise on Lake Lucerne, where you can travel on restored 19th century steamships through landscapes that inspired the legend of William Tell. This is Switzerland's most romantic journey. These paddle steamers have been operating since 1837, and many still burn coal just like they did over a century ago. You're traveling through the heart of Swiss history, past the meadow where William Tell supposedly shot the apple off his son's head, through waters that reflect mountains that have inspired poets, artists, and dreamers for centuries. From fairy tale villages that ban cars to preserve their magic to train journeys through landscapes so beautiful they take your breath away. Switzerland isn't just a travel destination, it's proof that perfection exists in the real world. What makes Switzerland truly special is how they've managed to preserve their natural beauty while creating modern comforts. You can stay in 5-star hotels carved into mountainsides, dine on world-class cuisine, while watching glaciers and experience adventures that push your limits while surrounded by safety and precision that only the Swiss can provide. Now I want to know, which of these 15 places made you want to book a flight to Switzerland immediately? Was it those cliff walks that make you feel like you're flying? Or maybe those historic trains that turn transportation into pure adventure? Drop a comment below with the number of your favorite Swiss destination. If this video has filled your heart with Swiss wanderlust, show some love by hitting that subscribe button and ringing the notification bell. Every week we explore destinations that prove our world is more beautiful than we ever imagined. And you definitely don't want to miss what's coming next. Speaking of breathtaking beauty, next week we're exploring Norway to discover 15 places where dramatic fjords meet the midnight sun, where the northern lights dance across frozen landscapes, and where Viking history comes alive in some of the most spectacular scenery on Earth. Norway is going to absolutely mesmerize you. Until then, keep dreaming of perfect mountain mornings. Keep planning your next great adventure, and I'll see you in the next incredible destination. Auf Wiedersehen.